everyone. So my name's Michelle Vinakurov, and I am a blogger of my own blog series, The World of Autism. I live with autism myself, and I actually have a guest interview series where I bring on guests that either individuals with autism, professionals, or anybody, or families, and anybody who works directly with individuals with autism. And other disabilities. So my guest on here is George. How you doing, George?
Hi, Michelle. How you doing?
Good, good. So I'm going to get started by letting you introduce yourself a little bit. And I know, guys, this is definitely going to be very special today.
Okay, sure. My name is George Bostory. My nonprofit organization is Special Dragons. Special Dragons is a karate program for children with autism and other developmental disabilities. That's all that we teach for special needs students.
That is very cool. So can you tell more about what makes your school different from any other karate school?
Sure. Well, I think the first thing to mention is we're not just black belts, we're black belts and special education teachers. So we have experience by working with children with autism and other different special needs. The goal of our program might be different than other karate schools. And most karate schools, the goal might be self-defense, let's say. That's not our main target in Special Dragons. What we're really doing is we're taking basic karate techniques, the blocking, the basic punching, the basic kicking, and we're using that to address deficits that many children with special needs have. Eye-hand coordination, motor control, sensory integration. There's a whole plethora of things that affect special needs children that are very well addressed through practicing just basic martial arts.
Oh, that's excellent. That's excellent because I'm actually going to share a little bit of my own experiences going through with Taekwondo and stuff when I was 8 years old, and I went to a school called ATA Black Belt Academy. So
American Taekwondo Association.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. So through there, I actually was in a class, a special needs class and everything. And they taught, they also did teach some self-defense too.
And we do too.
Yes. To make it more inclusive in a way as well. There are things that we were there were things that I got to be part of with everybody else. And also I also received extra help as well before sessions and after sessions.
Mm-hmm.
So which
that's how you get good.
A lot. Yeah. Yeah.
I think the most I ever learned about martial arts wasn't during class, it was learned after class, hanging out with the other black belts and stuff, and they're showing you little things here and little things there. The things you learn after class is what makes the difference.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And you said that pretty much with your school that their background is special education, correct?
Yes.
You have as well,
yes. Yes. So the last you? I'm sorry. They asked me ask me again. I'm sorry.
It's okay. What inspired you to create the school?
I had the background to be able to do it between being trained as a special education teacher, also as a competitive black belt. So I have those two skills already. And then one day I was discussing it with my friends who are also special education teachers, and we come up with this great idea to have a karate school specifically for children with special needs. I mean, the light bulb just went off over my head. This is a great idea. And I was running, although I'm a special education teacher, I was running another business at the same time too. It was a business where I was selling other people's artwork. I'm also an artist, among other things too. I dropped it immediately when I thought of the Special Dragons idea. I'll go, oh my God, this is a great idea. Everything else dropped. And within a week or so later, Special Dragons was born.
Oh,
I didn't waste any time. I knew it was a good idea.
Wow, that is awesome. That is very cool. I don't really see that much often where it's you take a sport and you make it exactly directly towards for students with disabilities, to make them feel included and to participate in sports and everything. So that is really cool.
I happen to notice, when other people, were training and working out in their sport, whether it be baseball or football or whatever, I
Right.
notice our special needs children are often waiting on the sidelines, looking and wishing that they could participate. So I'm trying to make some of their wishes come true.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And like I like for me personally, I my takeaways from doing morning like even taekwondo and stuff like is that you learn a lot over time. Like you learn like all these skills like even beyond like just like working on coordination and everything. You like build confidence, self-esteem and
You build life skills.
yeah, life
Yes.
skills too. Absolutely. Absolutely.
There's a man named Gitchin Funakoshi. You probably know who he is already. He's the founder of modern karate.
Mhm.
And a quote that he uses is, and I use it myself, it's rephrased a little bit, but it's the same thing. The people who get the most out of practicing martial arts are the people who are able to take what they learned on the mat and apply it to their everyday, their real life. And that's the idea behind Special Dragons too. We're trying to get them, with the coordination and the motor skills that they learn on a mat. The idea is not to be a great karate player, but trying to give them these skills so they can take them off the mat into their everyday life, so to be more coordinated in other activities that they may be attempting. Because the karate skills, as you know, it bleeds over into everything. If you become coordinated because of karate, well, you're coordinated now. You're not just coordinated in karate.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. In general too, but you do teach as well to like the skills as well, not just, But I do get your point there. I do. And what like I want to know now like um about like how do you like in terms of like classes, how do you divide them like cuz I know back when with my school that I attended and everything like they did it based on like age group in a way. So like age group and belt level. So I'm not
Mhm.
sure how's that work for you?
It's a little complicated, but only a little complicated. Of course, we do by age group first. We have from
Right.
5 years old going up to 11 years old as one group. And then
Mhm.
the next group is from 12 years old going up to 21 years old. Even the 21 has a question mark next to it. But then on occasion, you'll find somebody who's an older student. Maybe he's 14 years old, but let's say he's having more difficulty than others in the class might be. On occasion, I might move them into the younger person's class, um, just because the levels are different too. So I might send that person to a younger class rather than keep them in the proper age group. So it is separated by age, but it's not carved in stone. On occasion, we got to move a student around to get a better placement for him or for her.
Right, exactly. So you're like supporting more based on like their needs and with the skill level.
Yes,
Right.
yes. There's a lot of things to be considered.
Yes, exactly. And that's like with everything. There's so much that like that has to be considered based on like the individual needs and everything.
Mhm.
I I definitely could see that. And do you I know we kind of talked about this like way before, but like about with like uh you're hoping to one day include the students like in tournaments and everything in the future?
Um, Out of all my students, only a handful are really capable of competing in a karate tournament. They'll be pretty good, but I have a lot that are not. So I may let some compete, and let them do free fighting or self-defense or katas. But the other children want to compete. They're probably going to have to compete in a kata venue rather
Mhm.
than letting them free fight or do something that's too interactive with people who they don't know yet for safety reasons.
Right, right. And like I actually will share a little bit of my own experience of what was like in the tournament. Maybe
Hmm.
this will help you a bit that they had a special division rank that was specifically for individuals with disabilities.
Right,
With that rank, no matter what belt you were, whether you were a white belt to even a black belt, they kept everybody in that rank
right.
because if you wanted to register, to disclose yourself. But yeah, so that's how they did it for me back then. So
Okay.
that's just to let you know in terms about like with if you meet students one day for a tournament, so that way they know each other and that they're in like competing in the same rank. Yeah.
I happen to be acquainted with. I come from the S. Henry Cho
Mhm.
system, which is a very old system. If you don't know who that is, he used to hold that very big tournament in Madison Square Garden every year. It's how Chuck Norris got famous. Chuck Norris won my Masters tournament 3 years in a row. And that's Chuck Norris's championship status was from my Masters tournament. You may also see Bruce Lee there in old black and white movies, if you ever seen them on YouTube.
Uh,
You might see Bruce Lee in Bruce Lee doing demonstrations, and it's in black and white. Have you seen any of those?
I don't think I have.
If
I don't think so.
one day check out YouTube, and I'm sure you can check that out. But about half of the time that you see him, he's at my Masters tournament, in New York. So I'm thinking of contacting them. The people, Master Cho died a few years ago. He died back in 2008. But other people run the tournament for him now. Mr. Paris, Mr. Mariotti run the tournament for him now. I may give them a telephone call and see if they have a special needs a special needs division. And if they don't, we can always make one.
Yeah, that
Yes.
is a good point. That is a good point as well. And a question is that now you're in a couple of locations here in New Jersey, correct?
Yes, 3 at the moment. It used to be 4, now it's 3. We're in Nutley, New Jersey on Monday evenings. We are in Union, New Jersey on Wednesdays. And Jersey City is on Saturday afternoons.
Oh, very cool.
And
Very
we have 2
cool.
classes, per meeting. We have the younger children's class and the older children's class. And we also simultaneously tape our virtual lessons there at the same time. So as the children are actually there working out with me physically in class, there's also a virtual class that's happening at the same time because we have a camera on us and people can follow along at home.
Oh, that's awesome because I know with everything that's been going on with the pandemic and stuff,
Right.
everybody is pretty much doing like that hybrid model where it's
And so are we.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's awesome to hear that. For anyone that would love to to sign up and everything and learn more, you could find out from George right here to learn about the Special Dragon School. That is so awesome.
Yeah, you can always find us on Facebook. We're Special Dragons on Facebook. We have a web page also. It's specialdragons.us is our website location, excuse me. And you can always call me on my telephone number, which I could put up on the screen. Well, I can't put it on the screen. I have to tell you what it is, I guess. But nobody remembers it when you speak a telephone number over a broadcast like this anyway.
Yeah.
But however, we can find us on Facebook. And also we have our own webpage, our own website, on specialdragons.us as our website for anybody who wants to find us.
Awesome.
And you can call me, hey, this is a recording. You can call me at 973-667-8525, or also email me at George, my name with a G, George at specialdragons.us.
Very cool. Thanks for sharing that. I'm also going to have that will be attached in a blog post itself on my blog website.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I want to thank you so much for getting to share about yourself and about Special Dragons. Definitely would be great for anybody who is interested in taking on a sport and everything and just to build on various skills. So thank you so much, George.
Yeah, it goes a long way. Thank you very much also. Great seeing you and meeting you.
Thank you.